Hello. Welcome, viewers, listeners, dog lovers everywhere. I am very excited to welcome you inside the Bone and Biscuit, where we are launching a brand new pet lifestyle podcast. While we have so much to discuss today, our hot topic is dog nutrition, and we are going to address questions specifically on the buzz surrounding raw dog food. This is just the first of many pet lifestyle issues that we plan to open up and dissect right here on The Lori Clark Show. Since this is our very first episode with Bone and Biscuit, I wanted to share a story that basically sums up why it's so exciting to introduce my co-host for this show, and really the one you will be very interested in listening to. Just days ago, I was in the store doing research for this very podcast. And while I was browsing around, a customer walked into the store, and I couldn't help but overhear her concern and was very intrigued by the conversation that she had with both Jamie and Narod at the Bone and Biscuit. Her dog has unexplainable, itchy, and bothersome cysts on her body. The customer had tried everything, and she and her vet have exhausted all of their options, including antibiotics and surgery, ointments and creams. But despite this, her dog is currently in a plastic shield to prevent her from scratching and irritating her sore, itchy skin. The customer mentioned that the other day she was at her groomer's, and they were discussing what possibly could be the next step in trying to figure out what was going on with her pet. And the groomer said, I think you need to go to Bone and Biscuit. Specifically ask them about their raw food offerings. I stood there and listened as my friends Narod and Jamie went through a lengthy background check on this poor little dog. And at the end, they sent the customer home with a sample of ground kangaroo meat and some sagely advice. First, they wanted to make sure that the little dog would eat the kangaroo. So they sent a sample pack home. And they said, look, if the dog does like it and finishes the food, then we would like to explore an elimination diet in order to get to the underlying problem of what is causing the dog's unusual skin condition. The best part about this is when you have a problem, we know where the experts are. And this particular expert that I want to talk to today is the owner of the Bone and Biscuit at Grandview Heights. She wants to enlighten us on many, many things, all involving dogs and cats. But today we will start by opening the floodgates on dog nutrition, and in particular, the topic of raw dog food. You might have some questions like, raw dog food, what does that even mean? Do some types of dogs benefit more from being raw fed? And if so, what are the benefits? Maybe you're wondering, can I afford it? There are so many questions, and thank goodness we have access to the answers. Listen in as I go on site and meet with Narod at her Grandview Heights Bone and Biscuit store. We're here with Narod from Bone and Biscuit in Grandview Heights. Welcome, Narod.
Hi, Lori.
I wanted to discuss with you why raw dog food.
If you think of what goes in our bodies and our companions' bodies, whether they be your dog, your cat, any companion that you have to think of what they're consuming, and food is medicine. So if you've tried everything that is available to you medically, how about going back to the root of food?
Because
And
we
what
do
we're
that
putting
for
in our
ourselves.
bodies, 100%. And we do that for our kids, and we do that for
Yes, we do.
our companions. But you're giving them something that isn't processed. It's not.
Right.
It doesn't have all these other things in there that they really don't need, that their body doesn't utilize. You're giving them something that they can wholeheartedly use.
There's fillers and maybe wheat and different things in many different brands.
Right. So raw dog food
Yeah.
is meat, bone, organ, fruits, and vegetables. Those are the 5 key components to a complete meal. There has to be a proper ratio of meat, bone, and organ, and some people choose to either add fruits and vegetables to their dog's diet or not. And there's always the option of doing your own fruits and vegetables.
So when this individual comes in, because really what I see, and I think lots of the customers that come in the store and the different bone and biscuits around, they're looking for problem solving.
Right.
And this is through an experience. So you just aren't getting this from somewhere.
No.
You have experienced this and can speak from that, which is really helpful when someone comes in.
Right.
Another level of this,
Right.
why raw, would be, okay, so the dog's in crisis, let's give them something
Right.
that they can have
Right.
that is not something that they've ever had
Right.
before. Kibble wouldn't be it. You'd move them down the line to
Right.
something. We know it's a whole food. We know it's good. It doesn't have any fillers in it.
Mhm.
But then the next level down is your personal experience with the
Food.
life-changing benefits of raw dog food.
Our first dog was Tommy. We got him back in 2000, so 18 and a half years ago. And when he was around, I want to say about 7, 8 months old, when we got him from the breeder, she sent us home with a brand of food that was very highly processed. And he just didn't do well. He ate it, but I felt like he wasn't thriving on the food. He would have survived on the food, but not long term. It just didn't feel right. And so he had skin issues. He was dry. He was flaky. He was itchy. His ears. He had that Dorito smell. He was a yeasty dog. And a lot of people will say that.
So
They can
cheesy,
smell it. Yep.
cheesy. There's like a
That
cheesy smell. Ew.
Yeah. And so
And this
We
is
didn't-
this is something that you said that lots of people experience.
oh yeah.
You were like,
What-
cheese? No.
No. It didn't feel right.
Right.
When I would pour it in his bowl, it just didn't feel right. And someone recommended raw food
Interesting.
way back when. And so we thought, you know what?
Why not?
Why not? Let's try it. And we never looked back. He passed away at 13 and a half. In 2001, we got a black Labrador named Simon. And he was raised on raw food from 8 weeks on. And he passed away last year at 15 and a half.
Wow, that's a long-lived dog.
Yeah.
And healthy life.
Yep.
So
minimal.
minimal. What do you mean?
In terms of food, if you think of what you put in your body, you really get out of your body as well.
See, I'm just making the connection right now for myself.
Right.
On what you're saying, because I have a beautiful dog, Nymeria, and we've all seen her. It really took her to really begin to change my perspective on what I eat.
Right.
And how I treat my body. I need to do the same for her.
Right.
You would do the same for horses. You would do the same. We're treating others the way what we would want to be treated
Right.
in a really important way. So if I was being fed just one food, without my vegetables, my fruit, I
Right.
might have a problem.
Right.
If I had an ailment, I would be looking to change something
Right.
about how and what I was doing.
Right.
This is what you've experienced with both Tommy and Simon. And of course,
Johnny.
Now, moving that back to this woman that comes in the store and she says, my dog has cysts. I've had surgeries, I've had everything, and nothing is working for me.
She wasn't given a solution to the cause of what was causing these
Going
cysts.
down deep,
Right.
saying if you are what you eat,
Yeah.
then we need to take a look
Let's
at that.
try food.
Oh, that is really cool. If you are what you eat, then Narod says, let's try food. So, in your refrigerator, your freezer,
My freezer.
that's cold.
Yes.
As we're standing here, you've got raw food, but it's all frozen.
It's all frozen.
Not all raw dog food is created equal.
You're right. The food should be fit for human consumption. The meat should be consumable ourselves. No seconds, no byproducts, no leftovers. Essentially, what you feed your dog is really what you get from the grocery store. Now, in saying that, you're not going to go to the grocery store and buy a chicken breast or something that you're going to feed your dog. And the reason for that is because it's gone through several steps in order to get you as a consumer from that grocery store. So it goes from the farmer to the processing, to packaging, etc., in order for it to get through all those steps to get to you.
Well, and it sits.
It sits.
So it's oftentimes not frozen.
Right.
Okay. And I think, is that where the difference is?
That if I was to feed my dog raw food from the grocery store, I
Yes.
would cook it. Because it has sat for a certain period of time.
Bacteria,
Right.
whatever.
Right. Which is
Human grade products.
Yes.
These are made in a facility that goes from farmer to manufacturer, and then what?
to us.
And it is frozen at the manufacturer.
Right.
Like, how do they?
This has never been thawed. It's processed, frozen, and shipped.
Interesting. It cuts out that idea that people would say, oh my gosh, there's salmonella, there's bacteria, there's whatever.
Right.
They're saying, no, if we're going to process it, we're going to process it partially frozen. We're going to get going on this, and then we're going to seal it. With
The other thing as well is that it needs to be frozen for a certain period of time at a certain temperature in order to kill all the bacteria, so
Okay.
that your risk of Salmonella, E. coli is minimal.
Okay. When you go all the way back to these stories,
Right.
we're going back to this dog that's come in. He's got, the little guy's got cysts on his feet, and you're saying, okay, so the process is with all this dog food that you have in this store, you're saying, let's go raw. And here's why. From these layers that you know work, but you're also counting on the fact that we want to treat with food that he hasn't had before to see if there's an adjustment.
Right.
And that's how you led this woman.
Right.
In this cooler, this freezer, you've got raw food. Now, you have chicken. What are we looking at? So when you say protein, we're talking like you offered kangaroo.
You've got
What
protein.
are we?
You can go from poultry to rabbit. Rabbit.
Right?
Right.
Okay.
The most exotic meat that we have is camel.
Hey, this is camel. That's camel.
Yep.
Unbelievable.
We keep this in our back pocket.
You keep that in your back pocket because again, it's the elimination diet.
Yeah.
Your encouragement to this woman was, look, let's see what this dog is reacting to. So what you're saying is elimination.
Right.
This is the way to go. When you were treating Tommy, was he the one that smelled like cheese?
Yes, he was yeah.
What happened there? You did an elimination diet?
We rotated proteins with him, which is key.
Okay.
You want to expose your dog to all different proteins, because if you think about a biologically appropriate food, what they would be eating, going back to their ancestors, the wolves, they would be killing and consuming whatever was available to them. So
Variety.
a variety.
So you're not just feeding chicken
Right.
and vegetables and chicken.
Right, because they
and
have
fruit.
all different nutritional values to them they're going to get.
It doesn't mean, so if somebody chooses to just feed chicken,
Right.
it doesn't mean that your dog's not going to succeed.
No.
It just means that it's not
However,
ideal.
in saying that, dogs have allergies. They do.
Sure, yes,
And short
I
of
know.
an allergy test, you don't really know what they have an allergic
Sure.
sensitivity to.
Too,
So
yeah.
if all they can do is a kangaroo or a lamb or a llama or a goat,
Okay.
then that's okay if
Okay.
that's all you can do. Ideally, protein should be rotated. Ideally, fruits and vegetables.
Now, let's talk about this component, because I think as you're talking about rotation, this is what I want to bead in on. I have not been rotating as much as I should
Right.
with Nymeria. How do I begin to rotate?
You introduce one protein at a time. So if you were to introduce another protein, say a beef or a bison or something to her,
Yeah?
that would be her day's meal. You don't have to gradually do anything.
And with this dog
Mhm.
that came in with the cysts, you're saying, okay, so gradually eliminate that from, gradually
No.
reduce.
No,
Okay.
what?
Like their
what-
food, as they're eating, you're going, okay, just add the kangaroo in a little
No,
bit.
no. You don't want to mix kibble and raw food in the same meal because they digest differently. It's really hard for their gut to process two different foods. Raw food, to switch from one protein to another, you don't need to do anything gradual.
Okay.
But if you have a kibble-fed dog, you just want to do, that's it.
You're ripping the
Next
Band-Aid
day,
off.
You got it.
Okay. Okay. And you can add the supplements into there if you needed to. All right. I think this has really been insightful for me because I know a lot of other things that need to happen in terms of the raw dog food supplements and all the things that you know that you need to be doing
Right.
for the animal and for your dog. Oh, but cats.
Mm-hmm.
Like my cat just is by nature a hunter. He
Right.
is outside,
Right.
comes in when he wants an easy meal, but he is like. So you would feed your cat as well?
Oh gosh, definitely.
Are you steering people towards raw more so?
Cats are obligate carnivores. They need meat to survive.
Obligate
Yes.
carnivores.
They need meat to survive. And cats also are prone to urinary tract infections, crystals. And that comes from dry food because they need moisture in their diet. By nature, they're not water drinkers.
Right? It's very true.
They need moisture in their food.
Okay. So dry isn't the
It's
the
not,
source.
I mean, if you think about how processed food came about, it was really for our convenience. It wasn't meant as, this is biologically appropriate
Sure.
for companion dogs and cats, and it's not, it was created for us. So it's really going back to what they're meant to be consuming.
With the cat,
Mm-hmm.
are you giving bone, organ,
Absolutely. Meat, bone, and organ.
no fruits and veg?
They don't need it. Unless fiber is an issue, then coconut oil,
Okay.
or coconut flakes even, pumpkin, a little bit of pumpkin to help.
One more thing.
Yeah.
Do I buy the big boxes? Like, how do you begin to say, okay, let's just explore this? Because
Right.
I know it's costly. It's
And not
costly.
all dogs enjoy raw food.
Okay. This
And
is
there's
actually
there's so many different layers to fresh feeding too.
there is.
There is the consistency. Some dogs, texture is an issue. Different manufacturers process foods differently.
They
The
do.
fruits and vegetables they add into it are different. So it's a matter of peeling back all the layers and figuring out what their dog is going to, or cat is going to really enjoy.
I remember Nymeria came in and she had some bones. Remember that
Yeah,
time?
I do.
Where she ate, and it was just a different texture.
It was.
She didn't like
Yeah.
it. And the next morning, I found some little
Yeah.
bone fragments on the grass.
Yeah.
And we thought, okay, and she just didn't want that food
Mm-hmm.
anymore. We work to find a solution to that problem.
Right.
And that's your job,
Mm-hmm.
finding that solution
Right.
and saying, okay, so if it's not this, it might be this.
Right.
And there might be a time where you literally exhaust all your options.
Totally.
And
But
then,
it's a matter of dissecting the issue
okay, and then we move though
and
to
coming up with solutions.
right, and then we would move to something like freeze dried or dehydrated. Okay, there's way
And
more to this picture
there's
than
so much more.
Okay.
In my opinion, fresh feeding is ideal. But in saying that, even if you can't do that all the time, if you can do it part of the time, then that really goes a long way. But some dogs really do enjoy their dry food. And depending on the, lifestyle, cost, etc., not all dry food is created equally as well.
And that's the next thing we need to talk about.
Right.
because I think people are curious about that. I'm really curious about that.
Do you know what's funny is when we got Tommy, when we were given this, you know, the breeder gave us a small bag of
Yep.
food to go home with. I never looked at the ingredients on that bag. I never flipped it over. I never questioned. And I think that's, as we move along and
Yeah.
think about what we put in our bodies and what we eat, we need to be doing the same thing
For
for
our
our
animals.
animals. So if I take I want to see exactly what is in this bag of food that I'm feeding. And we do the same for our
Yeah, we do.
own kids and our own selves and our families. We do
Yeah.
the same thing.
Yeah.
Well, how much fat is in here? Well, what is in this?
What's in there?
What is in this? And this is really the root of everything, to know what we're putting in our dogs. And I never flipped that bag. I never looked
I
at what
didn't
was in
either.
it.
I didn't either. Flipping the bag is really important.
Questioning.
Questioning. Asking why.
Mhm.
We do it for everything.
Yeah.
But let's just do it for this too.
Right.
And I like what you're saying, Narod. I really like it. I like the fact that you're not saying raw's the only way,
No,
because
it's not for
everyone. And
it's not for every dog
and that is
either.
why I appreciate your perspective, because you are able to talk about the options. And
Right.
that's really what a problem solver does. That is what I appreciate the most, is you're assessing a situation and you're taking it individual people and individual cases.
Right.
This has been a really great conversation. I really appreciate it. There are many more that we want to have with you. So thank you very much, and let's do this again.